Hello, and welcome back to the 21-day success mindset challenge. So today we are kicking off week 3. So we're in a brand new week where we are going to be talking this week all about the most common success blockers that I see getting in between the entrepreneurs and the clients that I work with and their goals, their business goals, their income goals, and the very things that they're trying to create in their life. Okay. So I'm sure you're going to be able to resonate with some of these, possibly even all of those. And if that's so, don't be hard on yourself. It's okay. With awareness comes change, right? So today I'm going to be talking about success blocker number 1, which is the meaning and attachment that we give our goals and why this creates such a problem for so many of us. So this is something that I always did without even realizing. And it's only through coaching that I was able to pick these up because these were blind spots to me. I didn't know I was doing it. And when you get coached, you get asked questions and you have to start thinking about things. And then you realize you're doing all these things subconsciously without even being aware that you are doing them. So this for me was one of them. I had so much meaning and attachment stacked to the goals that I had in my business. So I'd set income goals. I wanted to create the 7-figure business. That was my biggest goal for that's exactly what I wanted to do. But through doing that, I subconsciously told myself that if I didn't hit that, then I wasn't going to be successful because I was tying it to success. That was my idea of success. Remember in episode 3, we talked about the definition of success, what success means to you. I had adopted this from all the things I'd seen online, and I wanted to do this. I wanted to go out and create the same thing because that's what makes a person successful, right? That's what I had been consumed into believing from everything that I was reading online. So for me, that was what it was. 7-figure business equals success. But when we do that, I'm actually subconsciously telling myself that when I don't have the 7-figure business, I'm not successful, which simply wasn't true. I was creating success in my life. I'd created success in various areas in different ways in my life. Yet, because I picked this new goal and then stacked all this attachment to it and meaning that I had to have it, even notice my language, I had to create that in order to feel successful. So there's also that need, that pressure, like I have to have this, otherwise I'm not going to be good as everyone else. So there was a bit of comparisonitis in there as well, right? And it was all being attached to my self-worth as well. Like I'm not going to be good enough. Subconsciously, I was telling myself until I hit this goal. Now, yesterday we were talking about we have to become the magnetic match, right? We have to become the version of us that has already achieved it. We need to become the match to that goal. Like we need to raise the bar on ourselves, how we think, how we feel, how we act, how we see ourselves, consciously and subconsciously, in order to actually hit that goal. So we need to sort of level up inside first. So if I'm telling myself, I'm not successful, I can't be successful, all these other negative things, because they're the opposite of what I'm giving the meaning to, right? I have to have this to be successful. I have to have this to be validated. I have to have this to be respected, to be a proper, in inverted commas, entrepreneur, a real entrepreneur, right? I mean, all these rules, we make up all these rules for ourselves without even knowing that we're doing it. And it really, really affects everything. So I had all of that value, all of that meaning stacked on it, which was really affecting my self-worth when I wasn't achieving it. Okay. So I would really encourage you today to think about what is it? Like I encourage all of my clients to create breakthrough goals. And the reason for this, you'll hear Bob Proctor saying it in all of his sort of videos and everything that are online. A goal is not for the attainment of it. A goal is to grow. The whole reason we create goals is to make us elevate, to make us expand into that next version of us, to help us grow. Because if we pick tiny little goals, we're not going to grow. We're just going to stay the same all the time. And we're here to expand. We're here to experience. We're here to test what we're capable of. We're creators. We're here to create anything that we want in our lives. So why would we not want to be expanding and growing? So when we expand and when we grow to that next level of us, we are naturally going to be able to achieve the goals that we've set because we've grown into that person, that version that actually does the things, says the things, thinks things, makes the choices of someone that can achieve it, because we've grown first. We've changed inside before we were able to attract that result that we wanted. So if I was telling myself I'm not going to be successful until X, Y, Z, all these rules, has to be 7 figures, then how could I hit 7 figures? Because I'm telling myself that I'm not that person, right? The other thing is, if we have, like, I find this with deadlines as well. So I'll encourage my clients to create some kind of, not deadline, but, have an idea of a frame of time period that they want to achieve this goal by. But I also massively encourage them to let go of that. The only reason we put the time in is because we could spend the rest of our lives waiting to get started, right? We want to get started. And actually, the way I encourage my clients to write the goals now is by writing today's date. So it's as if it's already done, because to manifest anything, we've got to be in the frequency of it already being done. So why would we be saying it's going to be done in 6 months' time, right? Let's act as if it's already here now. So when, say, this really comes alive at the end of the year, I noticed this was the same with myself, but certainly with my clients, as you get to the end of the year or the end of the month and you've got a monthly income goal that you want to hit, you start noticing that it's not happening, right? You start noticing that there's a bit of a lag, there's a bit of a gap, like, what do I actually need to do? Is this actually going to happen? You start doubting and things like this. Now, the problem is that in itself is something else that I'll talk about, but that in itself is changing your vibration and changing your point of attraction. So you're actually going to negatively impact what you're trying to manifest. You're going to start attracting that instead, that end result, because you are projecting your observations. So you're actually creating more of it. Whatever we observe is going to become the reality in our life, right? So if we're observing that things aren't going our way, we're not going to hit that target, then we're not going to hit that target. It then becomes a belief in us. We start sort of showing up with needy energy, panicking, forcing, hustling, thinking, oh my gosh, all the faith, all the trust is gone, instead of just allowing it and trusting that right at the last second, right in the last hour of that last day of the month, it could all come good. But no, we've lost that. We're now fully operating in doubt. So that changes our point of attraction. That changes the trajectory of where we're going anyway. But then we get to the end of the month. So then it doesn't happen because we've put that force in motion, right? The universe is responding to our thoughts, our beliefs, our energy, our emotions, our actions. It's responding to what we're observing. We want to be observing what we want, not what we see, right? So because that's happening, then we don't hit our goal. So then we feel deflated. Then we start making it mean something about us. So not only did we have this big attachment placed on it, but because we had this attachment, we then start saying, well, we haven't hit it. So this means I'm not successful. I'm not good enough. I'm rubbish. I'm a failure. This was something that I always did. This means I'm a failure. Why on earth would we impact our self-image with such a negative and potent message as I am a failure just because one month we didn't hit our goal? Because then the next month we do it again, we don't hit our goal. We're reinforcing those negative beliefs. We're believing that we can't do it. We're believing that we're not worthy. We're not good enough. How are our actions going to be in our business? Are we really going to show up with courage? Are we going to get out of our comfort zones and really go for it and boldly do the things that we know we should be doing that we're probably avoiding? Are we really going to show up like that if we doubt ourselves, if we think we're going to have another crappy month? And if we're telling ourselves time and time again, because we didn't get the result that we wanted, that we're worthless, we're no good, we're a failure, I'm never going to be able to hit it. So look out. What does it mean to you? What do you, in your mind, it's like we're almost saying this equals this. It's a belief. So this bad result that I didn't want, and let's not say bad or good, this unwanted result that I achieved equals a bad result next month as well. Me not being able to do it, me not being good at this, me maybe trying to find a different path. Maybe I need a different way. Maybe I need a different strategy. We just really need to work on our minds and our focus and our attention and our observations and make sure that that is aligned to what we want, because that's going to change everything. So attachments, what are you saying? Where have you got attachments in your business and to your goals where you're perhaps saying you're looking for validation. Maybe, you know, I need validation. If I achieve this, it means that I am a good, whatever you are, coach, course creator, teacher, service provider, whatever it is that you do. Are you saying that? Are you saying I have to have 5 people in my program or in my membership, come join my membership this month? Otherwise it means X. Like, we make these rules. Start looking for those rules in your mind, because we create them subconsciously. We're not even aware we're doing them. Like I said, mine came out because I was getting coached, because I couldn't see them myself. It's called blind spots, right? This is why coaching is so powerful and transformative, because just through the awareness of the blind spots, we can instantly change them. We can instantly eliminate beliefs that we didn't even know were there and holding us back and controlling our actions, right? So what are you saying, and where are you stacking the meaning, so that if someone, say you had an open cart for a week and someone hasn't bought by day 3, are you then saying this means they're not going to buy at all? This means, you know, no one's going to buy. Are you saying if I create some sort of offer and I let it out as an early bird, then it means that people aren't actually going to take me up when my cart opens because they've missed the early bird and they don't want to pay full price? Look out for these meanings. Look out for this, what we're stacking, because they're rules, they're beliefs. And we just want to remove them from the outcomes that we're trying to create. Because if we can just clean up these outcomes, these intentions, these desires of ours, these goals, if we can just make them clean so that they haven't got so much pressure around them. So it's more like a game. So it's more like a bit of fun. So it's more like I wonder if I could achieve that this month. Just going to assume that it's done and get on about my day, right? If we can be more like that, we're going to manifest those goals so much faster, with less resistance, with less, you know, we split our attention, don't we? So we're, one day we're like, we're going to hit it. We're going to hit it. We're going to hit it. The next day we're like, I haven't received any sales, so it's just not happening. The next day we're like, come on, I've got to get back on my mindset. Going to hit it. You know, we're bouncing backward and forward, backward and forward, spiraling around all the time. Law of attraction is constantly trying to respond to whatever vibration we're sending out, and it's getting confused. And it's like, we don't know what we want because it thinks what we want is what we focus on, right? That's what we're getting back. So the less important we can make it to ourselves, the less meaning we can give it, the less we can load it with emotion, load it with pressure, and load it about anything to do with our own self-worth, the less we need it, the easier we're going to hit it. Okay? So this is what I'm going to leave you with today, is just to encourage you to look at your business goals, your income goals, all the things that you want to achieve, even your personal goals. What is the meaning that you've been giving to whether you do achieve it or don't achieve it? What are the attachments that you have around that? And how can you clean that energy up so that you can become magnetic to it instead of pushing it away? Okay? So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.